Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, and RWBY, among others. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Today, Delaney and I will be discussing the latest episode of RWBY, Chapter 9 of Volume 4. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Insert your own jokes about this representing the show here. Very self-referential titles lately. I was like, when I saw that today, I was like, really? They're doing that to us right now? Okay. I think this is a very accurate summary of this season. But yeah, Delaney and I discuss RWBY every week here on the Overly Animated Podcast. That it's new. You can check us out at overlyanimated.com or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on your favorite podcatcher. Spoilers for this episode and all of RWBY, and if you haven't yet subscribe to us on YouTube or on iTunes to keep up with our future RWBY discussions as we head into the end of Volume 4. Only 3 episodes left, and we will speculate at the end what might happen. Tune in after we go through the episode. Delaney and I will rank the most likely people to die in the end of the volume. That's my hot speculation topic after this episode. So Delaney, maybe hot takes, maybe not. We'll see. Delaney, reactions to 2 steps forward, 2 steps back.
It's okay. It's not like super exciting. There's some okay stuff in it. It was fine. I liked it, I think. It was aight. Though we did have the chase scene where we were like, no, we didn't want this.
Yeah, I guess we said no. I should have said the headline is, Delaney, all 4 members of RWBY are in this episode, although none of them are together still. So.
Actually, most importantly, the dog was in this episode.
Yeah, Zwei.
That's all that I cared about.
The glorious return of Zwei. That he was the best part of the episode, right?
No, I was just like, oh my god, it's the dog.
Yes.
That's all I cared about.
I think he was briefly earlier in the season, but he was very prominent here.
I was like, can we just have a 10-minute RWBY episode where it's just the dog?
You do like Zwei giving Taeyang the towel.
Zwei is so cute. Yeah. Zwei just wants to help. Zwei's so cute. I just love Zwei. It was fun. It was there's nothing I don't think glaringly horrific about it, but there's nothing really standout awesome. So it's fine.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was pretty base level. Nothing super big to complain about. I think the highlight, although it's not like it was some great storytelling or anything, but I think Ilia was pretty interesting.
Definitely. Tell us more.
Chameleon, Blake's ex-girlfriend, Ilia.
I don't know. She looks, now I don't know about the ex-girlfriend thing. She looks really young, so I'm like, no.
I don't know about that. It's hard to tell.
She kind of looks like a child, so I don't know.
She could be the same age as them. It's hard to tell, but, I think that's the speculation you'll see on the Tumblrs probably. Yes. I thought Ilia was pretty exciting. Seeing that character, her semblance, I guess, makes her, change colors. Sure. I think it looked cool.
Yeah, no, it definitely looked cool. I don't think it's very effective as a chameleon tactic, but it looked cool.
Yeah, it seemed like she was less trying to blend in and more just reacting to her emotions.
Yeah, it's just emotions, which that's neat. It's cool stuff.
Yeah. Seems like her and Blake have a past though. We'll speculate. But we're burying, I guess, the most important thing that happened, which is Sun is hurt. Very drastically. I'm sure you were very devastated by this.
Oh, I was so upset. Wow. So hurt.
Is Sun dying?
Well, at first I didn't really understand what was going on.
Yeah.
Because I was like, is it a gun? Is it a whip? Oh, it's both. Okay. And then, I don't know. But then it looks like a sword. It's just a really weird weapon. And then, it's really hard to care when people get hurt. Because, you never know if people are actually hurt in this show. And then I'm also confused because, well, no, we saw his semblance break. Never mind. Okay, we're good.
Does that mean his aura broke because of semblance? I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, it looked like he did. He was holding it when he was doing
Did you see the aura breaking happening when it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at first I just thought it was he was just glowing because he was doing his little thing, but then it does. Now that I'm thinking about it, it broke, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So we're playing
that up a lot this season when it made 0 sense before.
I guess so. Yeah, I've lost track. But Sun getting hurt pretty bad is pretty prominent. He's a him and Crow I mean, I think it loses some of its edge because we just saw Crow like almost die. So it's like, what's like, the show does do this a lot. So I don't trust that, Sun will actually be dying. So we'll talk about that at the end. But, yeah, the Blake stuff seemed most consequential. We can go through, but yeah, we had all 4 Team RWBY members. I thought that was good.
Okay, I think we're still also burying the lead. Weiss summoned.
Is that the lead? She summoned multiple times, but she summoned the full thing, yeah.
She summoned the full thing, and it's cool. Like, I don't know, it felt... And they played it pretty dramatically, like, Klein, I need your help. Like, it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like we're finally breaking out. But yeah, Weiss summoning, I thought that was great. Yang seems almost ready to go, catch up to RWBY.
I think so.
So how do you think they handled Weiss's arm this episode?
I mean, you mean
or Yang's arm? Yeah, yeah.
I think it was fine. Like, I think they're I feel like they're doing the best. They haven't mangled it horrifically, so I think it's okay.
I guess so. They just kind of sped through it, right? So,
yeah, which I feel like if you're not going to handle it right, speeding through it's probably the best way to go.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think we've said that before. But if they're just if they're just not going to do this correctly, then we can just move past it, which is also not right. But it's I don't know.
I mean, we might still be dealing with things. We'll just have to see. But I mean, I think the stuff we have when we have talked about it, it's been good.
Yeah.
So I think it's like I'd give it like a B-.
It's been whatever. We haven't seen that much of Yang. She's definitely been our least prominent Team RWBY member this season, which I don't know. I think that's representative for the whole series. So
yeah, pretty much.
I would have liked to have seen more, I guess, with the arm, but it was fine. It was whatever. I do like that we addressed Blake's or Yang's confusing him with all the Team RWBY members. The Yang's propensity to just rely upon her semblance.
Yeah.
Show again, lampshading itself is like, I watched, Yang's like, I watched all your fights. All you did was just wait till your semblance activated and then, that's how you won. And I was like, yeah, that is what happened last episode. You guys wrote that. So.
Yep. Good job.
Good job with that. Yeah. Do you think this is a good character moment for Yang?
I mean, I don't really think it's a character moment. So, I mean, it's hard to be like, it's a character moment when, like, your dad's telling you things, and you're just like, yeah, sure, Dad, whatever.
Yeah, she didn't really acknowledge it. He just said that.
And then, like, they just kind of go through it. Granted, I did like where he was like, not everyone's semblance is a temper tantrum. I thought that was, like, a funny line. But, and then also they kind of, like, muddled it a little bit when they were like, now we're going to talk about your mom really vaguely, and we already know all these things that we're talking about.
Yeah, we had an awkward transition to Raven, and then we vaguely hint about Raven being like Yang, and the way Taeyang talks about her, she was like good intention, but just like over the top and stubborn, and that tore apart the group or something. So
yeah,
I mean, it's the most we've heard of it specifically, but it's still extremely vague, and I don't know what it has to do with anything really.
And it's kind of like, okay, if you're not going to tell us anything, why tell us anything at all?
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're referring to Raven again because we saw her and we'll presumably see her in the last 3 episodes, but I don't know. Will Yang confront Raven this season?
I'm going to go with no.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what's happening in these last 3 episodes, so it's kind of hard to tell, but I guess not. Will Yang talk to Raven not in a question mark dream like the end of the 2nd season? Who knows what that was, but yeah, we need to reopen that. So yeah, that was
We're finally almost to Mistral, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we had Sway, and that was the best part of that. And yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, the strength is that the only thing that matters. There's another way around. Yeah, great. That was the lesson from this. Cool. Yeah. Okay. The Weiss stuff, we talked about this. Weiss practicing summoning. So our favorite Whitley is back.
I hate him.
Why? Do you hate him even more this episode?
He's just so annoying, and like his face makes me mad. I just want to like punch him.
His face makes me mad. That's rude.
He's just annoying.
Whitley could have been much more interesting if he wasn't just so blatantly evil.
I know. Like, yeah. I'm just like, come on. Like, he could be kind of like the cool little brother who's like actually evil, but no, he's just like awful.
Yeah. Whitley offers to get Weiss something going into town or something, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, so I think the most interesting they do here is like, Weiss like, are you jealous of my powers? And Whitley's like, no, that's what like armies are for. Because it's kind of interesting that Whitley doesn't either chooses to ignore him and the you know, whatever abilities that he shares with Winter and Weiss, or he just doesn't have them, right? So it's
Right.
I think it's more interesting if you interpret it in a way that he like chooses to ignore it because he wants to be like the dad who like married into the family and isn't like powerful like them. So I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, I think so.
But yeah, that's Weiss trapped in her own bedroom.
Well, it also, well, I mean, also when he's like, that's what armies are for. Like that kind of, it's also like, because we've seen the army, we've seen like, you know, there's the robots and all this stuff, and it's kind of this interesting, like, technology versus magic thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Got going. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, Whitley not liking what Ironwood, right?
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, I feel like that in Blake's fave or Weiss's fave, Ironwood is Weiss. Is Weiss upset? Yeah,
Weiss slams the door in his face. It was so good.
Yeah, it was why is Weiss upset at Ironwood's honor being dragged? Is this the, I don't know. I guess we've set this up a little bit that Ironwood cares about her, but you know, I guess there you go. So then we have our Klein payoff kind of. He comes in and she's like, Klein, I need a favor, and she summons the knight. So what's going on there? We're busting Weiss out. Is that it?
I guess. I don't know. It's really vague. It can mean anything, but yeah, I think like we're gonna bust her out, and like I hope the knight just like punches her dad in the face.
You think that's what's gonna happen? We're gonna punch.
Yes, I'm gonna stake my claim right now. The knight is gonna punch Weiss's dad in the face.
I'm gonna say that's not gonna happen, but I think your theory from before could because like Klein has access to the ships or whatever, the sky ships. I don't know. You know, like that's the direction we could go.
He just gets on a zeppelin and flies to Menagerie or Mistral.
Right. So Klein need a favor, right? You know, what else is Klein doing here? Because Weiss can get out Weiss can get out on her own, so this has to be something else. So,
interesting.
Now do you think the next time, we said this last time, next time we see
fake Weiss's death?
No, that's pretty dramatic.
That is pretty dramatic, but like,
why you pretty? That was interesting. Why are you intent on faking Weiss's death?
Well, I'm not like intent on it. It was just like it could be a possibility.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess we'd have to trick Jacques so he doesn't come after. I don't know.
Perhaps.
So the next time we see Weiss, will she be out of Schnee Mansion?
I don't think she'll be out. I think we're gonna have a fun, like, I don't know. I would prefer that it's like, oh, she's on. We have like an Asami Sato, like she's on like an airplane thing.
Yeah, we could. Next time we see her, she's traveling. I would like that. I think the candidates are breaking out, traveling, or already there. She
just like drops out of the sky and is like, "Hey guys."
Yeah, next episode, she's in the town that RWBY's going to. Yeah, she's there. She's like, "Yep, I'm saving all you." And then we have our White Rose reunion. Yep, that's what's gonna happen. Sure. Okay. So yeah, that was the way. Yeah, I thought this Weiss stuff was fine. Yeah, it was aight. Yeah. The Blake stuff, Blake and Son chasing the spy, who turns out to be Ilia. What do you think of? Sister. Yeah, mentioned by the two dudes from before who were obviously evil. So yeah, what's your impression of Ilia and Blake? Because Ilia says you shouldn't have come back to Blake.
That's interesting. I think like she like cares for Blake, like in whichever way you want to think, and then because I still like she's a child, so it's weird, but
I don't think I think she's not a child, but
she looks pretty young, but I don't know. We'll see. But I think she like she cares about Blake, and she's like concerned for her safety, but then she's also like she has to like do her thing with the White Fang. So
yeah, if you look in the character designs in the credits, because they put those in, hers is like
smaller bust.
Yeah.
Smaller butt.
I don't know why that's necessary, but I'm not sure if that's intent to show her being younger, if that's just like that's an attribute of her, right? That could be an argument for her not being a kid, right? But yeah, okay, interesting character design, yeah. But yeah, I thought Ilia was really cool. So I think the two notes are you shouldn't have come back to Blake, and also she is like she hurts Son and she becomes red, and then when she tells Blake she can have come back, she like becomes blue green.
She's
right?
like sad.
So it's kind of pacified. So I think this indicates that she cares about Blake.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm shipping the Blilia.
I'm not shipping it yet because she looks like a child, but
yeah, Blilia asterisk need more information on Ilia. But I thought,
that's fair.
I think she's her design was very interesting. Also, she looked different. She looked like a real person, kind of. I think with her like red hair, freckles, and stuff. And her weapon was also really cool. It was kind of like a segmented whip, electric whip.
It kind of looked. I mean, it kind of looks like Weiss's sword, and then. Like a bit. Yeah.
We didn't ask from Oh God, Not Her, to, frequent listener commenter says,
frequent.
Yeah. Some semblance lasted like 10 seconds. Like what? She says, is that supposed to be a long time or a short time?
That's fair.
I can't keep track anymore of the semblances. He did his semblance in like episode 3 with the ship. So.
Right.
I guess
I think they do this a lot to like, they definitely change things a lot to the point where it's like there's like no point in keeping track, especially considering like we're now in volume 4 and it's like now we're seeing semblances breaking or we're seeing people get hurt. Like, don't think about it too hard.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't matter. Like,
I guess that was
don't care.
I guess that was a long time, but I don't know. Then she said,
I understand. Well, I think it also could have been like the strain of it because he was like, I think they like. Blake uses hers to like, as a decoy, and then Sun can use his to do other things, like, like in this one he holds her down. But I think that might have been the strain maybe a little bit. Again, I'm not going to think too hard about it because like we're in volume 4 and like, oh, semblances break, like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, don't think too hard about it. I would just take, I'm like, I just accepted it. I'm like, move on, whatever.
Yeah.
But it could have been like the strain of it, like, and they kind of showed it, like he was like the struggle of like holding her down. So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I agree with that. The strain, putting force on the light things.
Because last time he used it, he just like stacked them, right? Like,
so it was a lesser effect. I think it's a good analysis. Yeah. Also in the ask is, Blake's ex had a really cool weapon, reminded me of, I'm gonna censor it with Steven Universe, spoiler. Delaney not watched, but, I thought that was really interesting that we have, vaguely that, Ilia's weapon is similar to something we see in one of those 5 episodes in Steven Universe. It was
I'm interested. I'm assuming I'll see it and be like, that's what it was.
I guess. Yeah.
I have to be pure. I don't watch spoilers.
That'll be helpful when we cover the episodes, because then you can like predict stuff and we'll be like, LOL.
You're like, oh, Delaney's wrong.
Yeah.
Or when I predict everything like I did with
like all I mean, I think this season with RWBY, you've been good with the predictions, but, so I think the weapon was cool. I think she was cool. I think her semblance was cool. Very interested to see more.
She's neat. And like, Ilia. I'm not anti-shipping her. Delaney's gay and loves all the gays, so wants everyone on the show to be gay, but she looks like a child, so we'll see. If it turns out she's not a child, I'll ship it. I just gotta wait.
Yeah, but this contradicts the Bumblebee though, right? So.
That's true.
And your
my OTT ladybug.
Your ladybug, yeah. So I don't know. But she's here, and the other ones are not in Blake's story. So this is what we're going with, I think, for now.
Well, I like that she could be an ex. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, no. I think her being an ex is good. We should see that.
Yes.
At the very least, I'd like to see them talk at some point these last 3 episodes. So we'll see. I mean, it seems like a lot of work spent on her character design and she is like a legitimate voice actress too. Who's like been in a bunch of animes. So I think this is a character we'll see again.
She's a character.
Yeah, she's a character. Sun said, Blake, the other prominent thing is that Blake is like, oh no, not again, please. Very blatant reference to, Yang going down with Adam last season.
Tears.
Yeah. What do you think of this?
Can we just give Blake a hug?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need. What do you think of this? What do you think is a character moment for Blake though? Like, her having everyone next to her, like getting hurt again, her emotionally reacting to that.
It's so awful. Like, I feel so bad for her.
Yeah. Why do we need to do this?
Like, don't torture her. She's been through so much already. Leave her alone. Make Blake happy, 2K17. Like, this is ridiculous.
This is your first 17 hashtag for RWBY.
I know, wow. And it only took me 7 days. Wow.
Well, it was the first RWBY podcast for this of the year, but Yeah, there's your first one, and I don't know. Considering how much I dislike the Yang Adam stuff, that this did not resonate for me.
No, it's just like let Blake be happy.
Yeah. I guess that was my I'm not going to necessarily say that was the best sequence. I do think Ilia had the best, most prominent stuff of the episode, but I think that was the part that interested me most. The Yang stuff was pretty uninteresting to me. The stuff at the end is a little uninteresting, but yeah. So we have, Team Ranger plus Crow on a stretcher. There's,
Crow.
Yeah, so we, since we've lost our map so many times this season, I guess that we need to follow signposts now.
Yep.
Yeah. That was frustrating. And, so we see Mistral is one way. Kuchinashi is a city in Mistral. That's one way. And then the other way is, Kuroyuri, which I think is the town that Ren talked about in his monologue earlier this season, which, no longer exists. And we get into a fight about, them wanting to go that way anyway, even though the town doesn't exist. And I was with Ren. Why are we going to a non-existent town?
Yeah. It was like, okay, he just said it's not there, y'all. Like,
I didn't really understand.
Also, it's like crossed out on the sign. Like that's like RWBY is that character in a horror movie, and it's just like, no, RWBY, stop.
So you're saying of Team RWBY dies first in the horror movie?
Yes. Like, she can fight, but she's kind of stupid. I love her.
Isn't she like the naive one though that somehow makes it to the end of the movie?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
She just gets everyone else killed.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. But yeah, I didn't understand any of this. But yeah, I guess.
Also, I'm just like, we're volume 4, and I'm just so like irritated about like this Ren and Nora stuff, where it's like tragic backstory, but we haven't told you anything, and it's like, I don't even care. Like, it's just so annoying. Like, I'm just over it.
Presumably, now that they're alone, we could address it, but maybe not.
Yeah, probably not. Though I'd prefer them alone versus Ruby and Jean, because now I'm like afraid.
Oh, you don't want your Lancaster moments? You're not excited for the next episode, a big Lancaster special? No, not excited.
Did that just hurt? Did that hurt you to say, Dylan? I bet it hurt you a little bit.
No, it was sarcastic, so it was fine. But yeah, this
sarcasm doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt. But yeah, we decide that Ren and Nora are taking the mountain path to Mistral, and then RWBY. Oh yeah, I guess Crow's going with Ruby and John to
so I would assume so.
Yeah, to Kuroyuri. And then I buried the lead of the episode until now, but we have a big Ren and John hug. People ship that.
Yes. He had like his arm around his head. Like that's gay.
Yeah, no, it was pretty intimate. They could have just like shook hands or something, but no.
Also, it doesn't have to be gay, but like it's good stuff. It's just at a period. So good job.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. No, RWBY Nora goodbye. I think we had some good RWBY Nora bonding this season.
I agree.
So I don't know why we didn't see that, but whatever. And then we see a big Grimm footprint at the end, which is like not unexpected because we know that Grimm overran that town or something. Yes. So okay, I guess we might finally fight this boss Grimm that we've been talking about for a while.
The boss Grimm.
Yeah. What do you think of the big bad this season just being a giant Grimm?
I'm okay with that.
It'd be like the forest in season 1, so that'd be good.
Yeah, that's fine. It looks. I think it's going to be like a giant elephant rhino thing.
Okay, that's specific. Why?
Because of its like print.
Oh, because this is you were being a biologist and reading the
yes,
print.
I'm being a tracker. I am a Grimm tracker, and
is that your semblance? You can track Grimm.
Yes, it's my semblance.
This is your RWBY OC. Yes. It's like your gem Sona. This is your RWBY in self insert.
Yes, I still don't have a gem Sona. I have to figure that one out next. But
oh yeah, it's very important, very high priority.
It is.
But yeah, so I guess that might happen. Probably not next episode, although I guess we could. So
maybe I'm feeling more like right before the finale.
Yeah,
or the finale.
We'll talk about what we think the finale will be first. A lot of people getting serious death flags from Ren and Nora this episode.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe.
So we're separating them, and they're.
You don't know that.
Oh yeah, and then they also say, "We'll always be fine." They say so. Ren says about her, Nora and him. So.
And then Jean's like, "You don't know that."
Yeah, I guess so. So what do you think? Ren and Nora dying?
I didn't think about it, but I think I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I'd say there's like a 60% chance of it happening.
Okay, so here's our 4 big death candidates after this episode. Because up until last week, we didn't really have anyone. Now we have 4 clear candidates. Crow, yes. Sun, Ren, and Nora.
Yes.
Rank the likelihood of who do you think is most likely to die? I would say one of these 4 will definitely die this season.
Crow's dead.
You think?
He's
really?
dead.
So, okay, so most people have been saying him number 1, yeah.
Because like, my thing is, like, this is the kind of annoying things this show does, and like we're going darker, like whatever. So like they're gonna put in all this effort, and Crow's gonna die. Like that's just what it is. Like they're gonna put in all this effort, and he's gonna die.
Yeah, I don't know what the point of killing Crow is. Like,
I don't either, but like that's the kind of dumb, pointless things that they'll do. So I don't want Crow to die, but like I mean, it's at this point, it's hard not to like he's poisoned, and then it's like at this point, how can they save him anyway? Like he looks really bad, like he looks really sick, and like he's like delusional. It's like it's not good.
He seems the closest to death. Yeah, who's your second most likely?
Well, Sun's injured, so
yeah, that's.
But my thing is, like, I also like. Granted, before this episode, I'd have been like, "There's no way Sun's dying," but now I'm like, "There's a high likelihood now."
Yeah, I don't know what the point of killing Sun is either. So
I can actually think of one.
Okay, because he's annoying.
Because he's annoying. No, I do like because this is the kind of like I just like they could do where they kill Sun, and it's just this stupid thing where it like makes Blake go on this like, this makes her go and like take down the White Fang or whatever. They would
so it's more Blake motivation. I mean, we've already more tragedy for Blake to motivate her.
Yeah, which that's the yeah,
that's true.
That way, which is like I don't like it, but I think that's what they could do.
Yeah, because we're kind of at a point now where Blake was like, I don't want to get involved right now. I just want to like, you know. So so
regardless even if he doesn't die, I think it will be motivation.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good argument. That's like now more than Crow would do, right? I don't know what Crow dying does.
Crow dying doesn't really do anything except like make Ruby sad, so I don't really know.
Yeah, like I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it prompts something with Raven, but I don't think so. So I don't know. I think those are the 2 most likely. I'm gonna call Ren dying right now.
Okay.
I
feel that.
I think this end this episode heavily hints at them, and I mean, I don't know. I don't think any of these 4 should die for anything. But Ren, I guess we've had his backstory. We could give his full backstory, and I don't know. And I guess Nora could too. But she seems the most pointless. Like
she seems the most pointless. And my thing is like, I also like don't want Nora to live without Ren. That'd be awful.
Oh.
So.
Oh, you're just shipping them.
It's not that I ship them. I don't know.
As best friends.
Yes.
Oh. What if they die together tragically?
That's okay. That'd be really
what?
sad,
That's okay? No, that's not okay.
Well, it's like better than like just one of them dying.
Oh, yeah, that's very mean. I don't think you should wish upon the second one.
I don't want them to die. It's just like I feel like it's likely. Also, it's awful, but I don't care. Like.
Yeah. The show's
also the only character that I like vaguely care about in this list is Crow. Like I don't care about any of them.
Yeah, I mean I like all 4 of these.
I will say, as much as I hate Sun, I don't want him to die, and he's
really?
like
that's
okay.
That's surprising. I don't know. That's surprising.
He's okay. I don't like him
as much as I genuinely like Sun, but I didn't have an emotional reaction this episode. So,
I didn't either. No, I was like, oh, he's hurt.
Yeah. If Sun dying is what we need for Blake to be back to being a good character, then I'd be fine with that. But
I feel that.
And Ren and Nora, I like both of them in their original characters, so I'd like them more than like Crow dying, who's more of a addition. Like, But if they need to die for us to spend more time with our main cast, I'm fine with that too. Like we have too many people right now.
Yeah, we gotta Game of Thrones some people, y'all.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably one of these 4, but we'll see. We'll see.
I honestly will be legitimately shocked if more than one person dies, though.
Yeah, unless it's like Ren and Nora, because it's like a package.
Yeah.
I don't know because they're not going away with the big Grimm, Ren and Nora, so I'm not sure what would happen to them.
Yeah, I don't really know about that either.
But we will see. Okay, so let's revisit our looming finale questions with 3 episodes to go. So are we going to make it to Mistral this season?
Okay, so I'm gonna say no. We're really close.
Someone has to get there, right? Like, of all the people that are going there, someone.
I could see. Well, maybe like it's kind of like
Ren and Nora seem pretty close.
Well, they're pretty close. Well, I can kind of envision this kind of like scene where Ruby's kind of like beat up and bloody, and she like makes it to Mistral.
At like the very end, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. After like her and John heroically fight the giant Grimm, and John dies in the process, and then
Yes.
John dying would be shocking, not because he's like we're so attached to him, but just because the show killing off John would be such a like Miles writing that. No, that's not happening.
He's like literally Ruby OC. Like he's like literally.
No, he's the self-insert. Yeah, so
he's the literal definition of that.
Yeah, so I don't think that will happen. Any chance of anyone other than these four dying?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Who else is there?
Maybe Blake's dad.
Oh yeah, I mean Blake's dad. Yeah, Blake's dad. I called that last episode. I think Blake's dad's dying, but who cares? So,
right.
I guess Blake, but you know,
I guess Blake.
Presumably. Yeah. So I just don't know what big stuff is gonna happen this season has been so chill. Like I think generally we thought the season has been better. I think the first half was better than last season, but the last season did have at least interesting stuff happening at the ends, and nothing interesting has happened yet. And we have 3 episodes left, and it's like not obvious what will happen. It's like if this episode, if the season has so much of a worse finale than last season, and even though last season's 2-part finale had the worst scene of the show, it still had a lot of good fights and stuff. And if the season has nothing even close, then I do think overall this might be a worse season.
Well, it's kind of like that fanfic you read and like nothing happens in it, and it's like not even fluff. Like that's what this is.
Yeah, so like what's the big fight attack like sequence
like
gonna be?
I have no idea what's going on. I'm assuming Tyrion might appear again, but I don't know. Like there's no telling. Like I can't even make any predictions. Like I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know where we're like. Okay, we have to like heal Crow, but then it's like, but what's the point? At this point, I've almost forgotten why the heck we're going to Mistral to begin with. Like, I just don't care anymore. And like we've been trying to get to Mistral all season, and it's just what's like, who cares?
Yeah,
like none of our characters are doing. Weiss is the only one on the edge of actually doing something that might be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. They just really haven't been treating this season like a full season. It's more like part 1 of 2 or 3 part thing. So it's just really hard to judge what's happening. It's too low key. It's too just exposition-y and not
there's been, no fights.
Yeah, I mean that just the most baffling thing is that they've kept Team RWBY separated all season. I just don't understand.
It's just really boring, and they're not doing anything.
They're clearly not playing to the show's strengths, and they really have no desire to get back to that. You know, so I don't know what we're gonna do at the end. We could do something interesting.
Who knows? I guess we'll have to do something with Oscar.
Oh yeah, so we have Oscar, we have Salem. Well, we see Salem next episode.
Yes.
Probably either next or the one of the two before previous to the finale. Say Oscar next episode or not until the finale.
I could see them waiting until the finale, but like I wouldn't be shocked if we saw him next episode.
I think we got to get him in motion doing something. Maybe
that's true. He needs to be doing something.
I'm not sure. I'm not convinced he will do something, but
well, I mean, at the finale they could have him like going off.
Yeah, we could have like Osbin fusion or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Ilia, there was like one shot of Ilia where she looked like she had silver eyes. But then we go close to her and she has blue eyes. So I think that she doesn't, but that's just worth noting.
Interesting.
I would like, can
we meet another silver eyes?
Can we ship Ilia and RWBY? Anyone with silver eyes? Destiny, obviously.
There we go.
Yeah, but, that could be interesting. So I think seeing more of her is near the top of my want list. Obviously reuniting Team RWBY is the priority here, but so who knows? We'll see what we do next episode, which may or may not be next week. So we'll see on that.
I will say the only thing I'm certain of is that Team RWBY will not be reunited by the end of the season.
I mean, I presumably in the finale they could, or like they could, it's clearly not before the end, right? At least,
right.
So yeah, that was a good call, and good call in terms of predicting what will happen, bad call in terms of writing. So
Yes.
there you go.
I think I predicted that at like the beginning of the season.
Yeah, no, you
I
did.
was
You were
like,
a pessimistic right away. It was correct.
I know how they be.
Yeah. So, yeah, so a lot of predictions for not a new episode next week, but we never know until, like, we didn't even know yesterday at, like, noon. Like, we didn't even know if there'd be a new episode. So we'll see next week. And then, looks like we're heading towards the finale at the very least by the beginning of February. And that'll be exciting. And, I don't know, Delaney, last comments on this episode or anything coming up?
It was okay. I just, very few predictions. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like...
Who knows?
Yeah, I agree. Who knows where we're going? Who knows if we're even doing anything? So let us know your predictions. Who's dying in the comments? Definitely want to get your claim in. Who's dying this season? List? Yeah. What's your death note? Yeah, I think that's
the Deadpool. There we go.
The Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool, Death Note, etc. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Let's get the discussion going. YouTube comments on the website, and we will see. And we'll be back for the next RWBY episode, overlyanimated.com. Members, subscribe to us to get our upcoming RWBY content. Consider supporting us at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons, over patreon.com/overlyanimated. And, thank especially our patron of the podcast, Mitch, aka Fever Mitch. Check out all the benefits of becoming a patron at patreon.com/overlyanimated. So, upcoming Overly Animated, we have a bunch of movie discussions and stuff coming up, and then eventually Voltron's coming up, and new SU episode discussion. So very jam-packed end of January span. RWBY will be ending too, so there'll be a lot to get to there. For now, we're kind of chilling though, so that's good.
Chilling.
Yeah. So, much like this season of RWBY,
yes.
We are not doing anything. So, There you go. Thank you guys very much for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.